short better awareness with ZAINI, and I am a student from TSL. So today I will be presenting my task to performance, which is based on my written assignment for the course TSLB1104 Grammar in Context. The title of my presentation is Effective Teacher Communication in Managing Cyberbullying. This topic focuses on the role of teachers in using appropriate language and communication strategies when dealing with sensitive issues in school, particularly, especially cyberbullying. In today's digital era, cyberbullying has become increasingly common among students, especially through social media platforms and messaging applications such as WhatsApp. Therefore, it is important for teachers to respond to such situations in a professional, ethical, and responsible manner. This includes not only understanding the situation clearly, but also using appropriate grammar, tone, and structure when communicating with students, parents, and the school management. In this presentation, I will demonstrate how effective communication can help manage conflict, support student well-being, and create a safe learning environment. So overall, this task allows me to reflect on my role as a future teacher and understand the importance of using language carefully and professionally in real-life school context. So, let's move to the next slide. So, I will explain the aim of a presentation or the purpose of this presentation. Firstly, I will explain the incident scenario that forms the basis of my assignment, which is that what this presentation requires. Next, I will present the key documents that I have prepared as part of my role as a teacher trainee. And these include the incident report, the restorative conference script, and the student reflection from sheets. After that, I will analyze the grammar features and language choices used in my writing, focusing on how they support clarity and professionalism. And finally, I will share my professional reflection on what I have learned about responsible teacher communication. So, let me explain the incident overview. First, let me explain the incident in more detail. The case involved a lower secondary student who became a victim of cyberbullying through a WhatsApp group chat created by her classmate. There were about 6 students involved in the group, and they repeatedly post insulting and mocking comments about the victim. These comments target several aspects, including her physical appearance, her family background, and also her academic performance. What makes the situation more serious is that there was clear evidence in the form of screenshots which show the harmful conversation taking place. And therefore, this was not just a misunderstanding, but a repeated and intentional act of cyberbullying. So, from this incident, there is impact on the student who became victim. As a result of this incident, the victim experienced significant emotional and psychological effects. She often felt anxious, embarrassed, and emotionally distressed because of the repeated insults. In addition, the student started to lose confidence in herself, especially when participating in classroom activities. She also avoided group work and interaction with her classmates, which shows that her social behavior was affected. Furthermore, her motivation to learn decreased, and this led to a decline in her academic performance. Therefore, the impact of cyberbullying goes beyond online interaction and directly affects the student well-being and learning process. This became a serious issue because the student was cheerful before the issue became wider. So, what is the role of the teacher in handling this issue? And today I will explain the role of teacher in handling this case. The school administration assigned the discipline and student well-being committee to handle this case carefully. As a trainee teacher, I was given the responsibility to support the committee in managing the situation. So, my role includes preparing formal documentation such as an incident report and also facilitating communication between the students involved, who is the victim and the perpetrators. It is very important for teachers to use clear, respectful, and professional language when handling such sensitive issues, especially this cyberbullying case. This is because inappropriate language may worsen the situation, while effective communication maybe can help reduce conflict and support student well-being. Hence, teacher communications plays a very important role in resolving the issue. Alright, what is the incident report? I prepared an incident report for the school management. The report begins with the background of the case, explaining how a concerned peer reported the situation to the committee. Then, the description of the incident clearly outlines the repeated insults in the group chat, supported by screenshots as evidence. The report also highlights the impact on the student, especially in the terms of emotional well-being and academic performance. In addition, the action taken include interviewing the students involved, informing parents, and providing counseling support. Overall, the purpose of this report is to present the case in a formal, objective, and professional manner. Several recommendations were proposed in the report. Firstly, awareness campaigns should be conducted to educate students about respectful communications, both online and face-to-face. Secondly, counseling support should be continuously provided to help the victim regain confidence and emotional stability. Moreover, student well-being surveys can be used to monitor mental health conditions among students. Finally, the recommendation is parental involvement is very important to ensure that students' online activities are monitored at home. This is because parents are the most person who are close with the student. These recommendations aim to prevent similar incidents in the future. So let's move to the next slide. In addition, I developed a restorative conference script as a part of my assignment. The main purpose of this conference is not to punish the students, but to repair harm, rebuild trust, and promote empathy. During the conference, the victim is given the opportunity to express her feelings, such as feeling embarrassed, anxious, and unsafe in the classroom. On the other hand, the perpetrators are asked to explain their actions and reflect on their behavior. The teacher used neutral and respectful language, for example, by saying, "While you insist it was a joke, the victim felt hurt." This shows balanced communication without blaming while still addressing the harm caused. As a result, the perpetrators acknowledge their mistakes and apply The victim also openly receives the apologies with her bottom of the heart. Now let's move to the next content, which is reflection from sheet. I created a student reflection from sheet in my report. This tool is designed to help students reflect on their behavior and understand the consequence of their actions. The question that students to think about what they did, how it affected others, and how they feel about it now. In addition, students are encouraged to suggest ways to fix the situation and improve their behavior in the future. Therefore, these reflections promote responsibility, empathy, and personal growth. Now, I will explain the grammar features used in my writing. Firstly, reported speech is used to present information in a professional and indirect manner. For example, the victim stated that. Secondly, relative clauses are used to add more detail, such as students who were involved. In addition, cohesive devices like however, therefore, and because are used to connect ideas clearly. Lastly, different sentence structures, including simple, compound, and complex sentences, are used to create variety and clarity in the writing. So, what is the language choice? The language used in this assignment is formal, neutral, and precise. This is important to ensure that the communication does not appear biased or emotional. For example, instead of blaming, the writing focuses on describing actions and impacts objectively. Moreover, connectors are used to organize ideas and improve the flow of the text. As a result, the overall communications becomes more professional and effective. So, grammar plays a very important role in teacher communication. It helps ensure that the message is clear and easily understood. In sensitive situations like this case, grammar also helps avoid misunderstanding and misinterpretation. Furthermore, it supports a professional tone in both written and spoken communication. Therefore, teachers must be careful in their language used to maintain clarity and professionalism. So, I will explain and express my professional reflection. From this assignment, I learned that communication is a key responsibility of teachers. Teachers must be empathetic, especially when dealing with students who are emotionally affected. At the same time, teachers must remain neutral and avoid taking side. This balance is important to ensure fairness and professionalism. In the future, I will focus on using clear, respectful, and precise language in all forms of communication, whether it's in written or communication. This will help create a safe and supportive classroom environment for all of students. In conclusion, this task highlights the importance of responsible teacher communication in handling classroom issues such as cyberbullying. Through the use of appropriate grammar, tone, and structure, teachers can communicate effectively while maintaining professionalism. Overall, teachers play a crucial role in supporting students. In supporting students' well-being and creating a positive learning environment.